So now with forest law, we want to look at something that's quite interesting, and that is insects. Now, insects, you might think, oh, well, what does that have to do with the forest law? Because they're not often very beautiful, and they're quite abundant, but it's not like there is a spirit or energy about that, right? It seems. But insects are very interesting. Number one, because of their abundance. They can, what is that saying? Breed like flies. They can breed in almost any circumstances. They are survivors. They can adapt to almost any circumstance or area. So they are adaptive survivors. They really are marvelous. And when you go back through history, and we are talking the thousands and thousands of years, insects have, while they have been land animals, insects have been around. They are the most amazing creatures because they can survive, it seems, almost any situation. And they are very diverse. Insects are just so diverse. Even if you just look at one type, let's look at the butterfly. There's not one butterfly, not the butterfly. There are hundreds of types of butterfly. Then you look at mosquitoes. Who would think that mosquito is more than one type? But there are lots and lots of types of mosquitoes. So they are diverse in their species. In other words, they're diverse with butterflies, mosquitoes, flies, all of these types of things. And then they're diverse in their own little group of butterflies, mosquitoes, and flies. They are amazing. One thing that they are to humans, however, is irritating. Irritating. Sometimes it's lovely to look at the butterfly, right? What does the butterfly come from? Caterpillar. What do caterpillars do? Any gardener out there who's trying to grow vegetables will know what a caterpillar does, right? So yes, the butterfly is beautiful, but what they come from is very irritating. Mosquitoes and flies. Very, very irritating. Drive people crazy. So insects are incredibly irritating at some level to the human being. However, they are also incredibly necessary for the ecology of the planet, for the continuation of the food chain and the food sources. They're vital. Absolutely vital. And of course, we can't forget the bee who actually produces food for the humans. And a food. What a food! It is a healing food in every way. It's a marvel, that food, honey. A marvel. So, but they sting, right? So you have to be careful. So there's an irritation. But they are necessary. Insects are necessary. So when you look at the insect world, right, in the forest law, and then you look at the human, it's so interesting because humans, let's just say, humans and humans are necessary for each other, right? Humans need other humans. But they can be so irritating. Other humans can really irritate you at some level. But they're necessary, right? You need other humans around you for your survival. So, like the insect, irritating, but also necessary. As well, like the insects, humans are adaptive. And they are survivors. Their mind can adapt and look for the things that can make something work. They can be in the most terrible situations. And you see this all the time in what is called third world countries, where they have nothing. And yet, from garbage bags, they produce these beautiful woven handbags and things. From paper clips, they make toys that can be sold. They're beautiful toys. So from nothing to survive, they have to look at what do we have, let's adapt it, let us adapt, let's fix this situation, let's move forward. So humans and insects are very similar, as much as humans would not like to think it, right? So insects irritate humans. You know, they bite and they're in your face and in your food when you're trying to eat this type of thing, or they sting you. Humans irritate humans. What's the common denominator in what we've just said? Humans, right? Human is the common denominator. What we're talking about always when we're talking about forest law is the natural world and how it relates or reflects in the human being. So if you are incredibly irritated by insects, that could be another person, right? Then we would suggest to you that maybe it's not the insect or the other person, maybe it's you. There's something there within you that is causing this irritation. They are not causing an irritation because they're just going about their day. If an insect is flying from one food source to another food source, and the fly does that, and they rub their legs together, and or they're eating the food, or the mosquito bites you and sucks the blood, this type of thing, they're just going about their day. They're not actually irritating you. They have no concept of irritation of the human, right? Sometimes other humans know they're irritating and do it deliberately, but more often than not, people don't know they're irritating you. They don't know it. So if everybody's going about their business but you are irritated, then you have to look to yourself. Right? You have to look to yourself. Let's look at mosquitoes and flies. When are they the most irritating? When you're hot and bothered. Because you're sweating, they're on you, they're biting you, and it's just another dirty aspect of the whatever. Right? And they're irritating you. So let's just say, well, in the cold climates, they're not really as apparent in the hot climates. But the irritation is not really the insect because they're just going about their business. The irritation is coming from you because you're hot, you're bothered, you're being irritated and bothered by these insects, and other people are probably irritating you as well. So the issue is with you. So that's what insects show us in forest law. The adaptiveness, the survivor, the irritation, but the necessity. And it's the irritation that is key for the human being. The other aspects, adapt, survive, and necessity, they are what we would say are the good things, right? The irritation is the aspect that is the bothersome one. And so that is when you have to really look at yourself. Why are you really irritated? Really, why? Is it because that person got the job and you actually better qualified, but for some reason they're better with people and they got that job, and now everything about them irritates you? So they're not irritating you. Your situation is irritating you. So that's what insects can show us in relation to human beings in forest law.
Blessings to you, our friends. We are the Ancestral Medicine Women, healing from the past, for the present and the future.